Okay.
And we
I
continue.
think it's important, as you would probably agree, that security here at the building and the police department know what the law is and enforce the law properly.
Well, and
I think that's important.
I don't disagree with the statement that law enforcement, it's important for law enforcement to know the law and enforce it properly. Security, on the other hand, is just security. They're not law enforcement, so.
Well, but security shouldn't be enforcing non-existent statutes.
Well, he doesn't enforce law.
He
So he's
pointed
not-
to
he's
that
not-
sign and said, according to Nevada state law, I can't let you in here with
But
your
he's also
sidearm.
not law enforcement. You see what I'm saying there, right? Like.
Okay, well, we're arguing semantics.
Under his.
I think it's important for the security
the
guard to
authority.
understand the rules of the building
Okay.
and the law
Okay.
as well. If you're gonna be security in a building, I think you should understand the law. If you disagree with that, that's up to you. I appreciate your perspective.
Well, it's not that I don't disagree with him knowing the laws or the rules, but he's not law enforcement, so he doesn't enforce any laws.
Well, his job is to observe and report. So if he
Says the
observes
guy
a
who's not
violation of the
employed.
law, he's supposed to call you.
Well, if he observes.
And if he doesn't know what the law is, he
he
can't
observes
observe a
something that
violation.
He's been instructed to.
He did observe a violation, and he reported it. So,
Right.
To not permit on a premise, then yeah, that would be something he would contact us about.
No, those are very misleading signs. They mislead the public and
they're not misleading. You're a dickhead. And cop, what the hell are you doing with your head up your ass? I mean, dude, I hate to say it, you're asking for trouble. You shouldn't be mad at me. You should clean up your act, and you ought to be mad at the guy that's posing a threat. Yeah, an armed gunman who you don't know, who may have warrants out for his arrest, he's a threat to you.
they've obviously misled the security guard here and two police officers from across the street.
No, you're misleading people.
So I think it's an important point to clarify, because if you violate the law, you get in trouble for that. If you're not violating
Apparently
the law,
not.
you should.
You would have been in jail by now if they enforced the law, which you're breaking right now. No, these
They
cops are
call the
useless.
I can assure you that open carry is allowed in this building.
No, you're wrong.
You can even call the city attorney's office and ask them.
No, you're
It's actually
wrong.
inside that building, so I'd have to go inside there and talk to them.
Yeah.
Okay, this goes on for a while. Okay. Okay, as far as a cop, you are not very good. Okay? As far as that goes, I mean, I'm just going to tell you. Chief of police, I would fire him right now. I wouldn't even give him a chance to resign. Mayor, yeah, if I was the mayor, yeah, I would probably fire that chief right away. And there's our mayor there. Karen McManus of, I think this is, what is this called? It's Boulder City, Nevada. And we got Mayor McManus says, contact us. Well, I don't know if you contact them, but if you do contact them, there's something. You do have to give your name and address and stuff like that. So, but there's also, I think there's phone numbers on the site too that you can also look at. Okay.
And you also have to understand, that's why you're getting a little bit of my nicer side. Your other officers just got a terrible attitude.
These guys are being owned, okay? And let's face it, as far as cops go, I mean, let's call it what it is.
You two suck at peddling meth.
Okay, and that's the way it's put. You cops suck. There's really no other way of saying it. I mean, how can we say it? You know, you cops suck.
Well, I know that you must be furious. In all my years as a police officer, I have never seen such gross negligence.
And this is gross negligence on this guy's part and the others.
Just admitted to me on camera that he wants to enforce Mark's feelings, doesn't really care what the statute says.
He never admitted that.
So
Yeah,
that's
and I'd
a disgrace.
And I'd rather read through something because, you know, I want to be making sure that I'm, like I said, interpreting things the same way that you are.
it is really not your job to get into a debate with these perpetrators. The sign says no weapons allowed. He's got a weapon. Why is there an issue? And it's not really up to you to interpret the law. You're supposed to enforce it, or at least try to, and you're doing neither.
So, and correct me because you may know and I don't know, because you've researched this a lot more than I have on
Yes,
your
sir.
aspect.
That's right. Admit to him how stupid you are. Tell him how dumb you are. Yeah, I don't know this stuff. I'm an idiot. Yeah, you are. Point taken.
Of it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, actually, I take that back. I do know the answer to the question I was going to ask, and it doesn't pertain to you, because it would pertain to CCW holders.
Correct.
So,
The only person that sign could possibly pertain to lawfully is a CCW holder. That's correct.
That is a lie. No, it pertains to everybody except, let's say, the police. No, it pertains to everybody.
Correct.
so, well, and the one I was thinking of was there is a caveat for CCW holders that talking about signs posted at both entrances, metal detectors, and such.
Right, right.
So,
Yeah, but that does not apply to open carry.
yeah. So, let me just put it this way.
The sign does apply to open carry. The sign also includes concealed carry.
Read through it. I'm not going to say that I disagree with you.
Okay.
Would that be?
I'm going to say this guy is a dirty cop and he's a pussy and he should be fired immediately, as should his chief. If I was the mayor and they're going to let an armed gunman with a criminal history and who owns the cops. Now, as a mayor, you don't want the cops being owned by every bum that comes down the pike. And then to bring them into a building with a firearm, the chief needs to be fired.
Being said, I'm not the highest up authority here.
Okay.
So my request from one man to another.
You're an idiot.
To ask you not to carry in there, or to talk to somebody that's got more authority than I do.
I already know what the law is, sir. And I respect your request, and I'm listening to you, but I would like to be free to exercise my rights.
Well,
And you're going to let him in the building with a firearm. I hate to say it, Chief, your cop is useless. And Mayor, you ought to be concerned about this.
And follow the law.
and I have people that are above me in rank that I don't get to supersede, that I would have to get involved here probably just to make sure that.
Why don't we
that
just ask
I'm
the city
not
attorney?
That I'm not doing anything wrong on my end. From the
Sure.
jump, right?
So how about this? Can I get a supervisor? I'll formally request a supervisor. If that helps you.
Sure. Hold on one second. Let me
Okay.
go. I'm going to step inside because there's one inside.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
We have a breach in security. Plain and simple. Now, are you going to handle it? No.
So again, guys, I can tell you with absolute certainty that this statute does not apply to open carry, and
And I can tell you that it does. And you're wrong. And you look like a dick.
he knows that already. But they're going to try to save face. But
Well, with a face like yours, that's not worth saving.
we are going in with my sidearm openly carried, so don't go anywhere. Stand by.
You've been in.
Matter of fact,
Yeah.
why don't
So,
we just call the Boulder City attorney?
okay.
Yes, hi Bernadette. Is the city attorney available, please?
No.
She's on another line at the moment. I can take a message.
Yeah, well, we're actually outside the front of the building. I'm out here with Boulder City PD, and we're just trying to clarify what the law is as far as openly carrying firearms inside the building. So, if somebody might be able to come outside and have a conversation with myself and the Boulder City police officers that are here.
And we got another pussy.
And you wanted to know what the law was with regards to open carry.
Well, you have a sign on the front of the building that says no firearms allowed on this property and references Nevada revised statute. That statute only applies to concealed carry. It does not apply to open carry. So
The statute that he cites only applies to concealed carry. However, that does not negate the sign entirely.
I just want to confirm that with you. And and be straight on what the law is here with the officer outside.
No, you don't want to be straight. You're a liar and a frauditor. And we got another cop who turns out to be a pussy, unfortunately. That wasn't very nice. Well, guy, this is the time to clean up your act, okay? If you don't like being a pussy, you can change that. But you won't because you're mad at me for pointing that out.
Okay, and can you let me know which officer that is that you're with?
It's Officer P. Wheeler.
Who should not be an officer.
Okay, well, yeah, let me, I have a number here.
Okay, she's reading back his number, and he will not broadcast that. He keeps his own information secure.
Yep.
I'm going to have to get back with you. She's on another call. I don't know how much longer that's going to be, but...
No worries.
Okay, I'll have her get back with you at that number.
Okay, appreciate your help. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So would it be possible for me to get your first name now, since we've talked amicably?
Well,
about
like I
all
said,
this stuff?
let's just get right on what the law is.
That means no. Well, can I get your first name? Can I get that? Well, it's okay if I get that. Here's the information, by the way, that's posted. These guys posted it. So we got the tyrant cops get their egos destroyed. And they talk about the location. And they're talking about Boulder City Hall. Okay. And we got the Boulder City Police. Then there's their phone number. Chief Timothy Shea. Shame on you, Shea. Okay. You're letting these guys walk all over your cops. I mean, you ought to clean this one up. Let's see. Thomas Healing. Yeah, he gives out all their personal information. And there's a phone number. Okay. Should I just say pussy? Okay, so I could say pussy. That's probably just as appropriate. Okay. I know that wasn't very nice. And we got Lauren Oliver, the attorney. We got another attorney. And we got phone numbers of all these people. I wonder if any of them are concerned that their police force absolutely sucks. No, that's not very nice.
And then I'll formally introduce myself to you. Absolutely.
Well, I would like to introduce you to my lieutenant here. This is Lieutenant Healing.
And now that we've introduced ourselves, I'm still not going to give you my name. Up yours, cop. That's what he's saying to you. The guy is insulting you to your face and you don't even realize it. That's how stupid you are. And furthermore, he poses a threat to you, and he just may put one in your back. It's only a matter of time.
How are you, Lieutenant Healing?
Good, sir. How are you?
Very good. Thank you. I appreciate
I would
it.
introduce
Hey, can I
you
just
back,
ask your
but I-
badge number, please, sir?
299.
299. Thank you, sir. I
I'd
appreciate
introduce
it.
you back, but you didn't want to give me his name.
Oh, I'll give it to you before we leave.
No, you won't.
Anyways, after discussing with my lieutenant, both
Okay.
of us, while I was reading the statute here with you,
Okay.
while I was reading it to myself while I was out here with you, I should say.
What is wrong
Also
with
reading the
you?
Statute in there. I went in and I talked to him.
Okay.
We both agree that that statute specifically discusses
Be a man already. Come on. I mean, do you have to be a pussy every day of your life?
concealed carry.
Right.
Okay. With that being said, if you'd like, I'd love to walk you around. There are restricted accesses in the building that the public does not have access to.
Making concessions to criminals is stupid. And it also puts your job in jeopardy, but more importantly, it puts your safety in jeopardy. I mean, I know these guys hate me for telling it like it is, but the fact of the matter is, you can't be sucking Jason's dick. I'm telling you, it's going to backfire. And having this video on YouTube, does that help your job career any? No.
Okay.
But I'd love to take you inside and walk you around.
Well, I'll tell you what, and I appreciate your offer. I do not need a babysitter. It's been a very long time. I'm 52 years old, but I can tell you that I have absolutely zero interest in going into any restricted area.
That is simply a lie. I'm 52 years old, but you act like you're 2 years old.
A matter of fact, I deliberately avoid restricted areas like the plague.
That is simply another lie. Okay? Jason Gutter Trash, liar at large, here we go again. That's all he does is lie.
Not interested in getting any trouble today. Not interested in violating the law. I'm just interested in freely being able to check out the publicly accessible
Here's what I will
areas.
say, and I know you're going to agree with me because you do this probably pretty regularly.
Okay.
Walking into a public building is scary for a lot of people that are going about their daily business in here.
Okay.
And I'm sure you'd agree with me. Some people get, as much as you and I may disagree with it, a little concerned when they see an unknown person with a gun.
Well, no, I'll tell you what the fear is there. I can certainly agree with you, what you're saying, but I think part of the problem
you don't
is,
have a fear, and I don't have a fear.
no, but I'm agreeing with you, and I think part of what the problem is your
What the problem is that you should be concerned about this guy doing a dry run before he puts a bullet in the back of your head. Just saying.
security and officers not being knowledgeable on what the law is bolsters that fear. If your officers,
You're also looking at a statute book that's 700 chapters thick.
no, I'm looking
So
at
we're
one.
trying to
You
do
only
our
have
best.
you only have one sign on that door, so I
can
think
tell you-
whoever put it up should
I can
know
tell
what the
you
law
right
is.
now, in the 15 years I've worked for this department, this is the first time I've ever had anybody come over here and discuss this statute.
Because
So it's-
because that, first of all, that sign is misleading. I'm gonna make sure it comes down. That sign's not gonna be there
Well, you can,
for
you can
much
do
longer.
whatever you want, but my point is, you're free to go in, but just remember that you're going to concern people in there.
I'm not gonna concern anybody.
You are.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I think if the,
He is confrontational. Don't you see that? How about you guys out there watching in YouTube land? Is this guy being a confrontational piece of shit or what? I mean, there's too much evidence to ignore.
people work, listen, like I said, there's only one sign on this door. That sign is the sign we're discussing. There's not a myriad of signs and people don't. So every day when the employees come into the business, they look at that sign, correct? So they know that there's a sign up on the building that says firearms are not allowed in the building.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Okay, so what are we doing?
I'm just moving.
Okay.
I'm allowed.
Yeah, all right. So let's not start playing games. We're being
not playing
respectful with
games.
each other.
The reason he's moving to the side is he's moving to Jason's gun hand. Okay? Jason was doing something with his hand. He's got a gun. And this guy was, adjusting his position accordingly. And Jason knows that.
I'm not playing games.
All right,
But
listen, just because I proved you wrong,
you've
let's
just
not
got
start
this-
getting a little
You're
attitude.
talking
okay?
behind a camera, and it's just, I see what you're doing here, and I respect it. Because
You're an
what I'm doing
idiot.
is I look
Documenting-
at,
no.
I look at the videos you guys produce,
Okay,
and I see what you do,
okay.
and you're really good at it.
Me
So-
specifically, or people that do what we
People
do?
that do what you do,
Okay.
you're really good at it.
Well,
So
it's
what
not
I'm-
about being good at it. It's about knowing what the law is.
No, it is about being good at it and knowing the law. You're
Okay.
absolutely right. But Officer Wheeler here said that you guys are free to go in. Just don't go in any unrestricted areas or restricted
I have
areas.
no interest in going
and
in
you're,
restricted
and you're
areas.
fine.
Right.
Okay.
Well, he asked me.
I have no interest in going restricted areas. He never said that he would refrain from going into restricted areas. But then again, he's very deceptive, very dishonest, and you're telling an armed gunman with a criminal history to go in the... you shouldn't even have a job. No way. As a cop, you're absolutely useless. And what you're doing, believe it or not, is a criminal action, aiding and abetting. And if you get one in the back from one of these Jason Gutter Trash type of people, they're going to use that criminal action on your part to refrain from paying the medical bills. I'm trying to point out something that needs to be pointed out, okay? I'm not against you, but I'm pointing out a fault that you ought to address. But you won't, because you're going to go around with the shakes and the whimpers and act like a pussy.
If I wanted a babysitter and I declined.
Well, he's going to go in there and escort you.
Well, it's up to him. As long as you stay out of my shot. I don't need to. I don't.
Don't get him in your shot.
Well, I don't want my freedoms infringed on. Listen, why don't you guys?
He's arguing with you, and you're going to let him in the building with a gun, without finding out what his name is, and without checking to see if he has a warrant. Good job, cop.
Why don't you just be a big boy and just say, you know what? We made a mistake. We had to check. You're free to go in. Have a
Good luck trying to get employed in some of these other departments. You are making the Boulder City, Nevada police look like a bunch of pussies.
nice
I
day,
think
sir.
we just did that.
Why? What makes you feel like you
think
need to
we
follow
just
me
did
around?
that. You've got
Duh.
employees in.
Why don't you go in and tell them that there's nothing unlawful about what I'm
He's
doing?
going to. He's going to join you.
First of all, we don't know
Why don't you go in
that.
and tell them? I'll wait.
He's gonna
I'll
go.
wait.
What you're doing is unlawful. And this cop, boy, dude, your head is so far up your ass, it's not even funny.
10 minutes before I go in and give you a
He'll
chance
go
to
with
make your rounds.
He'll go with you. It's no big deal. Or you can stand out here in the sun if you want.
You guys don't like people that know the law, right? That's
I don't
what
mind
it
if
is.
you. I think it's great that you know the law.
Do you?
I wish more people did know the law. I just wish you went about it in a
Your job is not to negotiate with criminals.
little better way.
What would you suggest I do? I know that it's
You just-
completely
you're
lawful
just,
for
look,
me to
you're
show
just,
up
You're really
here.
confrontational.
No,
and
no,
you're really
No
well,
shit.
You just tried to infringe on my rights and try
I
to.
didn't try to do anything.
Okay, your department.
I didn't try to do
Your
anything, but you
department.
just said you specifically.
You represent your department. You know what? I'm not gonna have a full conversation with you guys. I'm going inside. You do what you want. Yeah. See you later. And this sign's coming down.
Cops, you let this guy walk all over you on YouTube. Public media, this guy just walked all over you. First of all, it demonstrates what a pussy you are. And second of all, it's dangerous. Not only to other cops, but to the public.
Take a last look at this sign. That's why I do what I do. If we relied on you guys to do the right thing, we'd have problems. So we get straightened out here today, Mark?
They say it's
And
okay.
you know what? You're a very respectable individual. You treated me with respect, and I thank you for that. So thank you. I appreciate you. All right? I understand you're doing your job, and you did what you had to do, and I have no issues with that.
So
Thank you,
here's
sir.
my plan, just so you know what my plan is.
I'm not really concerned with what your plan is.
I'm just-
No, I don't even want to hear it.
I want to hear blah, 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 blah.
I don't understand why you're being disrespectful to me. Now, I was.
Because you get what you give in this world. So could you just, listen, I don't want to create a disturbance here. This is why I don't want you following me around. Can you just leave me alone?
The guy's being a complete dick and the cop is sucking on it. Why do you suck on it, cop? Have you no self-respect? Have you no pride? What the hell is wrong with you?
Well, I'm.
You want to stand back and observe, do your thing, but I'm not interested in conversing with you. I'm done with you.
Okay.
This guy is completely owning you and you're sucking it up like a pussy. What the hell is your problem? Okay. Well, everybody on YouTube is going to know what a pussy you are. Dude, clean up your act. Don't you have a family? I mean, think about them. If you're a cop, it doesn't pay to be a pussy.